I am 36 accidentally found out that my girlfriend, W, 28, used to have sex with my good buddy. Need support. We've been together for a couple of years. We've been living together for the last 6 months. In principle, everything was fine and I was already thinking about moving to a more serious relationship. However, about 3 weeks ago at the wedding of friends, I met an old friend of mine, whom I had not seen for a long time. We were standing with him and chatting, and then my girlfriend came up to me. They looked at each other strangely, greeted each other, and there was an awkward pause. Then we went to our tables and didn't see each other for the rest of the evening. Unfortunately, when we returned home drunk, I decided to find out the reason for this awkwardness. We were both drunk, and that's probably why my friend told me this information. It turns out they had sex a couple of times, and once when we just started dating. In the morning she cried, asked for forgiveness, said she loved me and everything that happened to him was not serious. I went to live in a hotel for a couple of days to be alone with myself and think. I didn't answer her calls, ignored all messages. Then I returned home. Now everything seems to have calmed down and I understand that it seems nothing serious, but it constantly gnaws at me and I can't be the same in this relationship. However, I can't leave her either. She's trying to be good, too. What should I do? I answer questions. Neither my girlfriend, probably already ex-girlfriend, nor my friend, before meeting at that ill-fated wedding, knew that we all knew each other. The last time she had sex with him was after we were together for the first time. She says that she needed it to understand exactly how she wants to live on. Says that after our first night she still did not perceive me as her boyfriend. About her relationship with my friend, she claims that everything was not serious. At that time she had no one. She was lonely, and he sometimes helped her to fight it. The day before yesterday I contacted my friend, probably in vain, and we talked to him quite frankly. He has a girlfriend, he's going to get married, and he was at that wedding with his fiancée. It would be cool if she also got into this topic, so he doesn't need the publicity of this story either. As for my girlfriend, he honestly admitted that he had sex with her a couple of times, just sex and nothing more, and last night, my girlfriend and I had a conversation on this topic again. I started it, of course, in vain, but when I think about it, I can't help myself, although I am a very balanced person. As a result, there was a scandal. She shouted that I would remember it all her life. I called her a fool because she couldn't have sex without getting caught. In general, she packed her things and left. In the morning she sent a message. I'm sorry. Thinking about it, I understand that in fact this story is not a story of betrayal, but rather a story of stupidity. But, on the other hand, I know that it will always stand in front of my eyes. Can you advise me what to do? Comments. It turns out they had sex a couple of times, and once when we just started dating. This is the part you need to understand. How long were you dating? Was it getting serious? Did she tell you she was seeing another person? I'm assuming nothing was said about dating exclusively at the time. However, personally I would not be sleeping with other people even if I was just starting to date someone. That's my personal opinion and maybe not yours. Yeah, this is kind of the crucial point here. Had you defined the relationship yet, or were you two still just seeing each other? I also personally think it's rude to be actively going on dates with a person and considering going exclusive while also hooking up with others on the side, but I've been told by friends and coworkers that I guess that's not how it works now. I think y'all need couples counseling ASAP though. Man, I'm the same age as you. Sadly, these days, you need to make sure that your relationship is exclusive when dating. Like disrespect doesn't happen. Sarcasm. Either way, I would walk away. It's not cheating if you two didn't claim a relationship at the time but still disrespectful. But if you were in a relationship, then she straight up cheated and F that. Post-edit ad. Now she is playing the victim. Nah, she isn't emotionally mature for a relationship. She isn't the victim. And she used sex from both of your validation. A huge red flag. Story 2. My 25M girlfriends, 26F close friend, 27M asked us to open our relationship so he could pursue her. Now I am not comfortable with her still being around him. All names are fake. I've been with my GF Emily for 4 years now. Emily has a close friend Jeff who I have never liked. The guy has always come off as skeevy, whinny, and creepy to me. I've heard things about him from ex-friends, and even current ones that make him just come off as pathetic and creepy. I could go on about it, but I'll cut to the chase though. The real reason I do not like Jeff is that he has always been interested in Emily. They met in middle school and he's had a crush on her since then. He's tried and failed multiple times over the years to get her to like him. Ever since I came into her life, and we started dating, he's always given me the feeling that he's orbiting, waiting for us to break up to try again. He's backed off romantically though and hasn't tried anything for the 4 years we've been together. Jeff has been a sore topic for me and Emily. Even though I don't like him, she and her friends do. I've made it clear to her that I don't like him, but I've never interfered with her friendship with him because I've always trusted her when she tells me she feels nothing romantically for him. This all changed last week. Jeff's own romantic life can only be described as unusual. From what I know, mostly one-night stands and third-wheel scenarios. He's openly poly and I've heard far too much about it from him. Not the lifestyle for me, but whatever suits you. What got to me though, was how he would talk about it to the people in monogamous relationships in his friend group, pitching it as if he was trying to sell them on it for other reasons. Last week, Emily and I tagged along with her friends for an outing. We ended up at a dive late at night for drinks and Jeff tagged along with the two of us. He was incredibly off-putting to me the entire night, much more than usual, acting all buddy-buddy with me to an uncomfortable degree. As we sat and chatted, he brought up his most recent relationship from a few months back, a poly relationship where he was third-wheeling another couple. It was very awkward, much more so when out of nowhere he recommended we try something like that ourselves. The short of it is he asked us to open our relationship and become a triad with him. He knows I'm straight, so what he really meant was he wants to sleep with Emily and for me to be okay with it. Emily declined, and I wanted to tear into the creek. However, Emily made me go to her car so she could pay for our drinks and leave knowing I was about to make a scene. Suffice it to say, I am not comfortable with her continuing to associate with him. I've made it clear that what he did was completely disrespectful of our relationship and that I don't trust him not to do something more sinister at this point. Emily, however, disagrees. She's saying this is just how Jeff operates, which makes me even more uncomfortable with the situation. He's not neurotypical, and her whole friend group has used that as an excuse for so long. I'm sick of hearing it. We have been arguing non-stop about this now. She doesn't think this is enough of a reason to cut him off and I cannot understand why. Her friend group has essentially decided to stay out of it as well. I did share my thoughts with someone I know who is an ex-friend of Jeff's from high school. I also learned that Jeff has tried to break up Emily and her boyfriends before, and he thinks this is another attempt. She was planning on going out Friday with friends to a movie, which included Jeff. We ended up having another massive argument in which I told her to not come back if she left. She's been staying at her parents' house since. Right now, I feel like I'm living in crazy bizarro land. Every single weird thing about her and her friends now sticks out like porcupine quills. It's like I'm the only one who sees a problem with what Jeff did, and that my opinion does not matter. Emily refuses to tell me what Jeff is so important in endearing him. It's like to her this is just normal or something. How do I even proceed at this point? It feels like I'm just being walked over. How can I convey how uncomfortable I am at this? Or is it even worth it at this point? TLDR. My girlfriend Emily has a friend Jeff who has had a crush on her since middle school. He asked us to open the relationship so he can date the both of us despite me and him both being straight men. I've not tried to put any restrictions on who Emily can be friends with, but now I feel completely uncomfortable with her continuing to associate with him. She and her friends disagree and have moved on like nothing happened. Comments. I also learned Jeff has tried to break up with Emily and her boyfriends before, and Emily let that happen, and now she is letting it happen again. It is exactly what you described. Open it up so Jeff can mess with her. If they all think this is normal, I would not want to be a part of any of it. What's so bizarre here is I still believe her when she says she's not interested in him. Everyone, including people who hate Jeff, corroborates this. I don't know why she allows this behavior to go on, and prioritize it over her own boyfriend. I couldn't care less if she is interested or not. He has been super disrespectful and really weird, and yet she still does not see the problem after she lost multiple BFs over this? You will never win over him. This will go on forever. You're right. I actually do believe I won't win over him. Update. My ex-girlfriend has been leading a neurodivergent man on for over a decade to scam money out of him. Even while we were together, I wasted the last 4 years of my life with a girl we'll call Emily. I thought she was a good and honest person. Boy, was I wrong. Emily had a close friend named Jeff. I never understood it. Jeff is a creepy and pathetic man who has orbited her since middle school. He's neurodivergent. At least that's what their friend group has used as an excuse for his actions. He's always had a crush on Emily. According to ex-friends, he's tried his hardest to get her to like him since they met. Emily does not like Jeff any more than a friend. Even then, the way she talks about him to me makes me feel she's completely disgusted by him physically. Along with her honesty, it made me never question their friendship, even if Jeff was obviously orbiting waiting for us to break up. A few weeks ago, Jeff asked us to try out polyamory so he could have sex with Emily. I was furious. I wanted to put him in his place, but Emily stopped me. She seemed to have no problem with him asking, even though she turned him down. Her whole friend group acted like this was just a normal thing to ask. That made me upset and mad that he would dare disrespect our relationship like that was wrong. It was a me problem. There are things that should have clued me into the fact that her friend group was a circus. I just ignored it. However, after the polyamory incident, I couldn't think. The things that ex-friends told me about Jeff and Emily made me ask questions and start digging. I ended up contacting one of Emily's exes and learned something very interesting. In high school, Jeff was giving Emily hundreds of dollars he was stealing from his parents. I and Emily had been arguing constantly after Jeff asked the question. She had been staying with her parents for a time while things cooled off. Once she showed back up at our place this week, I decided to confront her and asked if Jeff was giving her money. She denied it at first, but I told her if she does not tell me the truth, I will forward many of the texts she sent me commenting about Jeff's body and face to Jeff himself. Jeff has been giving money to Emily since they met. For the entire 4 years we were together, he was sending her sometimes hundreds of dollars each month. Her texts with him are flirty in nature. While not outright saying she's interested in him, she's heavily implied it, acting like it's just not the right time for her to be with him. She has reaffirmed to me that she's not interested in him. In fact, she's implied she actually hates his guts. I asked if her friends are also taking money from Jeff, and she said she did not know. I packed my shit up yesterday and am staying with my brother till I find a new place. I blocked Emily. I sent Jeff a text simply showing him how Emily talked about him to me. I'm 99% sure Jeff is stealing from his parents as he lives with them. I found his parents' numbers and texted them letting them know what's happening. Moving on from 4 wasted years is going to be tough.